Washington. Former President Donald Trump will mark third anniversary of Saturday's Capitol riot by holding two campaign rallies in Iowa, the primary polling place to win back White House. To mark moment, President Joe Biden plans to visit on Friday an area near Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, where George Washington and the struggling Continental Army endured a harsh winter during American Revolution. Biden's advisors say halting critical swing state would highlight Trump's role in Jan. 6 siege and give Democrat a chance to assess risks of this year's election. Weather concerns caused Biden to change his outlook starting Saturday, as Biden and Trump now move toward a potential 2020 rematch. They are both talking about the same event in very different ways and offering the framework they believe will give them an advantage. The dueling narratives reflect how an attack that disrupted certification of the election was viewed increasingly differently along partisan lines, and how Trump was betting that riot wouldn't hurt his candidacy. Trump supporters stormed the Capitol in an attempt to prevent Congress from certifying Biden's victory, forcing lawmakers and then Vice President Mike Pence to flee for their lives. Many Trump loyalists marched to Capitol after a rally outside White House, where Republican president encouraged crowd to fight like hell or you won't have a country anymore. There were 9 deaths linked the attack, and more than 700 people went to court for their roles and more than 450 people were sentenced. Prison. Federal prosecutors in Washington have charged Trump in connection with the insurrection, citing his promotion of false and debunked theories about election and efforts to overturn the results. Trump is still leading in the Republican primaries, and his rivals have largely avoided criticizing him over Jan. 6. Trump called it a beautiful day and called those imprisoned for the insurrection great patriots and great patriots hostages. He played a recording, the Star-Spangled Banner, sung by jailed rebels at some campaign rallies. This anthem was interspersed with the reading of the Pledge Allegiance. Republican strategist Alice Stewart said that many Republican voters do not like January 6, but are not obsessed with it either, and that they may support Trump because oppose Biden's economic policies. Republican voters may have two thoughts in tandem and say, January. Ron DeSantis, one of Trump's rivals for the Republican nomination, called Jan. 6 a protest that ultimately receded and recently said Trump needs to come out stronger against the rioters. Another candidate, Trump's former UN ambassador Nikki Haley, frequently tells crowds that Jan. 6 was not a good day. It was a terrible day. But general views on the attack have hardened along partisan lines. In days after the attack, 52% of U.S. adults said Trump bore great responsibility for Jan. 6. According to Pew Research Center, by early 2022,